Today on The List, take a European vacation without leaving the U.S. Get to know the dramatic side of James Corden and
something a little different, something people haven't tried before.
Craft beer pairings for your big game party.
There we go. Touchdown.
Plus the latest fashion you have to see to believe.
When it's under the UV sunlight, it changes color.
But up first, if you want to buy a house, this just might be your year. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy Rhodes, and if you're looking to buy a home, you know how crazy it's been. Skyrocketing prices, bidding wars, corporate buyers, housing shortages, super high interest rates. It's brutal. But as always, things change. So we sought out some housing market predictions for 2023, and that's our featured story at the top of the list. Buying a home lately has been rough.
2022 was a roller coaster of a ride for residential real estate.
CEO of Halpern Residential at North & Co., Trevor Halpern, sorting through the wreckage and looking ahead.
Here's our chance to predict what's going to happen in 2023.
And it starts with lower interest rates later in the year.
The National Association of Realtors is predicting mortgage rates for 30-year fixed rates somewhere between 5 and 5.5%.
Let's do better.
The National Mortgage Bankers Association is predicting somewhere between 4.5 and 5%.
Come on, even lower.
And on the low side, Fannie Mae is predicting that 30-year fixed mortgage rates will be somewhere between 4 and 4.5% in 2023.
Now we're cooking with gas, but remember, there is a downside to lower interest rates.
With interest rates predicted to go down, we will see a steady increase in price appreciation for houses nationwide.
Yeah, the market might heat right back up to that peak pandemic crazy seller's market. So right now, before interest rates drop, is the time to write your bold, borderline insulting offers on homes, because we're in a window of buyer power.
For at least the first quarter, maybe into the second quarter, buyers are still going to be able to ask sellers for concessions, including cash at closing or buying their interest rate down.
And you can expect to see more inventory.
The reason is not necessarily more homes being built, but more opportunity out in the marketplace.
A lot of people can't afford to buy a new home until they sell their old one. They're called contingency buyers, and
if they went up to another seller and said, hey, I have to sell my home in order to buy yours, that seller over the last 2 years would say, hey, thank you very much, but I have 10 other people behind you who don't have to do that. Now we're going to see in 2023 that contingent sales are happening at least the first half of the year until more buyer competition hits the market as interest rates go down.
And if your bids on homes kept getting rejected for all cash offers, more good news. There should be fewer investors for now.
Investors in 2022 at the end of the year nearly completely left the marketplace because they couldn't predict what their sale price and what their net profit would be. So we saw large institutional investors, hedge funds that were buying a lot of homes, slow way down. We saw individual LLCs and onesie-twosie investors who would buy a couple of homes a year. They all but stopped.
Finally, 2023 could spell the end of iBuying.
iBuyers are the institutions like Zillow Homes, Open Door, OfferPad, who create an instantaneous internet purchase. When there was pricing appreciation month over month, iBuyers were barely profitable and oftentimes not profitable. And in a marketplace where prices are flatlined or going down, iBuying does not make sense. And instead of throwing good money after bad, their capital is likely going to dry up and the model is going to significantly shrink or cease altogether.
If so, that would be another high-volume institutional buyer that won't be scooping up gobs of inventory. Housing market predictions for 2023 are at the top of the list. If you're planning a party for the big game and you want to make it super special, go for something different. Team up your eats with some craft beers and your guests will know they scored. Hattie DeJamal has some MVP-worthy beer pairings.
Parties are touching down soon, and although most of us like to put out the usual spread of favorites, we're told it's time to level up. Chef Jared Martinez of Patent 139 Brewery in Chandler, Arizona, suggests switching out ordinary beers for the more unique, fine craft beers.
American lager is what everyone gets.
So it sounds like craft beer is the first draft pick.
I'd say so myself.
So why don't you take us down the field?
Jared says the secret is not just pouring some of that goodness into your pint glass, but also it's tossing it right into your favorite super snacks.
By adding craft beer into the picture, you're really elevating it and making different options and more excitement to the play of the food.
His first draft pick pairing? An India Pale Ale, aka an IPA, used to elevate queso or cheese dip, kicking it up a notch by serving it up with some warm, soft pretzel bites.
Now, pretzels, that's a classic, but it's more than just the pretzels because it's all about the cheese.
It's all about the cheese. Created in Kentucky, beer cheese is an American staple. Bringing this up with our IPA to actually really kick up the game in terms of the cheese.
That's definitely good. Citrusy flavor, slight cheesiness, it marries very well.
Next pick, he says marry some amber ale with your favorite chili recipe to make it a beer-style chili. These two, he says, make for a spicy couple everyone will love.
We actually cooked it with an IPA, so that gives it actually bitter tones, and that's going to really up the level of the flavor on the chili itself. When you cook with light beer, you taste it in the background, but this really packs a punch.
I love it. All right, keeps it all in play.
Another snack he suggests, toss a German-style Kolsch-style beer into your buffalo wing sauce, making classic wings extra.
So the Kolsch is actually going to tone down a lot of heat. It's going to really give you a clean, cold finish. I'd say with the things that are cooked with beer, taste them first, then wash down with beer, and then I think for the wings, have it be a little different. Take a sip of beer and then go for a bite of a wing.
Touchdown.
Chef insists that bringing your own touch into the end zone with these fine craft pairings will keep your guests coming back for seconds way beyond the final quarter.
Take what's already been done before and just make it your own. Something a little different, something people haven't tried before.
You can find winning recipes and suggestions just like these on our Facebook page at The List Show TV. Making the big game a little bigger and a little different with these craft pairings.
Make it green, make it gray. The ability to instantly change the color of the things you own sounds way too futuristic to be real, but it's really happening. Jackie Denker is introducing us to some companies at the cutting edge of color-changing products.
If you have trouble figuring out what to wear in the morning, color-changing fashion could be the remedy to keeping things fresh and fierce.
So many designers and companies are making clothes change colors, including accessories, cars, sunglasses, watches.
Take it from Associate Professor of Fashion Marketing and Management at Lynn University, Andrew Bernstein, who is sharing some companies and products to keep our eyes out for so we can be couture chameleons. First up, we're taking a look at Chromorphous.
The College of Optics and Phonetics at the University of Central Florida have really changed the game. They've introduced textiles where each woven thread is equipped with a microwire and color-changing pigment.
They call it Chromorphous, and through this special fiber, with a touch of a button,
you can change the color and pattern of a bag, a piece of clothing, a dress, and so forth. We're hoping to see this on the market in certainly the next year or two, where you could literally go out and really light yourself up, change yourself as a chromomorpheus chameleon.
Next, Nike is stepping things up with color-changing kicks.
What they've done is they've really reformed the Air Force One, and it really makes it such an incredible shoe.
When you put them on, they're one color, but then
when it's under the UV lights of the sun or UV sunlight, it changes color. So this is so cool. It's a sprayable application that they use. It's a photochrometics.
Since they are limited edition, they may be tough to find, but it looks like you could still score a pair at specialty sneaker retailers and Etsy. Finally, we are driving into the future with color-changing cars by Buick and BMW.
Buick has come out with the Buick Wildcat EV, which is a new concept car.
So it's not quite out yet, but
you literally can walk up into your car, whatever you're wearing, and the car will literally change color.
And can adjust to match your mood, or even your outfit.
BMW has something similar called the iX Flow. And again, using the same technology found in e-ink.
In the future, BMW customers may change the color of their car with the push of a button.
It changes the exterior colors, including this wrapping using different pigmentation, where that's coming to the surface, heating it up and changing the color.
The future is looking bright with color-changing fashion.
Still to come on the list, the safe way to train your pets to be social media stars.
Every dog's going to react differently.
And how to visit Greece without a passport.
We have the moussaka, the pastizo.
Plus,
if love is impossible, we must believe in the impossible.
Comedian James Corden tells us about his new drama.
It's the thing I'm probably most proud of that I've ever done.
All that and more ahead on the list.
YouTube, we've reached the midpoint or thereabouts in the show, and it's time to pause and assess. I think it's going well. Sure, I miss Christina too, but hey, everyone does get to have a day off now and then, so let's make the best of it by hitting subscribe and turning on notifications. That way, you'll never miss a minute of the list. How's that? Okay, back to the show. We're back. Every day, it seems like more people are putting their pets on social media. But depending on the personality of the pet and the nature of the challenge, you might want to proceed cautiously. Hattie D. Jamal takes a look at pet trends on TikTok and how to join in on the fun while keeping everyone safe.
When it comes to pet videos vying for competition on your feed, the fur is flying.
Obviously, people really love their pets, but there's a fascination on social media right now with wanting to do all these different trends. What is that about?
They see a fun video and they're like, I have to do that with my dog too, and I think that's kind of where it starts.
Kimberly Vermillion, Communications Director for the Arizona Animal Welfare League, breaks down some of the latest social media pet trends and what you should know about them. Let's start with randomly clapping for your dog.
Why are people doing that, and what effect does it have on their dog?
Every dog's going to react differently. Some might wag their tail or kind of pant at you, look at you funny. It really is going to just depend on the personality of your dog.
So is this something that people should be doing?
Make sure that you're doing it from a distance. You're not doing it right in their face. But if you're doing it across the room and you want to see their reaction, that's perfectly safe, and it's just fun to see how they will react.
Woo! Good job! Good job!
Next, making the same sounds as your dog.
You want to try to speak your dog's love language, or in this case, their actual language, where you're barking at them. What is that about?
Sometimes it's hard when your dog's howling. You kind of just want to join in.
No, that's all right.
At number 3, hide and seek.
So the one I've seen is where, you hide under the blanket and you kind of see how your dog reacts. And, it's fun to kind of see, like, what does your dog think? Do they care? You're like, where are you?
Is that something that you could use even in a way to maybe train them or bond with them?
You can definitely take it to different lengths. One thing you just want to be mindful of is that you're not jumping up and scaring them after you're flipping over the blanket. You do it slowly, kind of reveal yourself to make sure that you don't freak your dog out.
Finally, for a tasty twist, there's the Mario Kart Challenge.
This is a great way of doing like a DIY food puzzle for breakfast or dinner. You're taking food and you're kind of spreading it out and kind of seeing them clean it all up and see how fast they can do it. So really want to make sure that you're doing it like in place of one of their meals. You're not giving them an extra food.
Four-legged friends racking up the trends on socials.
If Europe's been on your bucket list but not within your budget, well, pack your bags because you don't have to cross an ocean for that continental experience. We're checking out some of the most European towns across America. And our first stop is Solvang, California.
I love Solvang. It's like a different world here, even though I'm still at home.
It was founded in 1911 and it's known as the Danish capital of America.
It's a beautiful town where you can see a lot of windmills and other stuff that is very Danish. Yes. And some might say a little prettier than Denmark.
More than 1 million tourists visit each year to experience the culture and the architecture.
A replica of Copenhagen's Round Tower is a prominent landmark in Solvang.
For more info, you can visit solvangusa.com. Our next stop is Frankenmuth, Michigan.
Whether you've been here before or it's your first visit, Frankenmuth means all year long there's something fun for everyone.
This location is home to stunning German-style architecture and heritage.
Inside the tent is authentic German food. The Maybaum dancers are doing their performance right now, so I'm gonna go over there and give you a closer look.
You can experience it all without going across the pond.
We just love all the activities and the fun, and everybody here is just so friendly, and there's so much to do, especially for families. We love it.
Frankenmuth hosts activities and festivals throughout the year, like their AutoFest. For more info, visit frankenmuth.org. Last on our European tour is Tarpon Springs, Florida.
Has the largest percentage of Greek Americans of any city in the U.S.
This location is also known as the sponge capital of the world, thanks to its booming sponge industry.
Tarpon Springs has a very strong culture. You know, Greeks have that the proud family, you know, hospitality, loving everybody. Come on in, let's eat, drink, and be merry type.
This charming spot resembles an Eastern Mediterranean island, not only because of their architecture, but also for their food.
Let's try the authentic Greek foods. We have the moussaka, the pastizo, the dolmades, which is the stuffed grape leaves.
For more info, you can check out visitflorida.com. So stash the passport. We're visiting towns that'll give you a taste of Europe close to home across America. We'll be right back.
We have a quick list of tips for cleaning out your computer with the founder of Marcus Networking, Eric Marcus. First, trash your deleted items folder.
Every email that you delete goes to your deleted items folder. Click on deleted item and you can go down to empty folder.
Second, purge your unused downloads.
Just click on the one that you want to delete and go down to delete. This now takes you to your recycle bin. If I empty the recycle bin, it's going to remove everything.
And third, delete programs you no longer use.
Just click on what you want to uninstall and then click the uninstall button.
For more list tips, head to our YouTube channel, The List Show TV.
Hey everyone, we are back. And on today's watch list, Christina's talking to James Corden, who's wrapping up his tenure as a talk show host and taking on a new role in the dark comedy Mammals.
Thank you. Welcome to the Late Late Show, everybody.
Emmy and Tony Award-winning actor and host James Corden joined The Late Late Show back in 2015. And since then, he's entertained us there and in movie musicals like Cats and The Prom.
Get ready, folks, 'cause it's showtime.
As he prepares to sign off from his talk show later this year, he's showing off his dramatic skills in the new 6-episode Prime Video series, Mammals.
Love is impossible.
He told us why you should put it on your watch list.
It's the thing I'm probably most proud of that I've ever done.
First, it's created by Jez Butterworth, who co-wrote the upcoming Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, along with Ford v Ferrari, Edge of Tomorrow, and the Bond film Spectre.
He's everywhere. Essentially, he's taken everything he knows about human relationships and everything he knows about building suspense and drama in those movies, and he's packaged it in this show. And as soon as I read it, I couldn't believe that it had come my way, and I just knew I had to be part of it somehow.
Next, it serves as a reminder that everyone has flaws.
I think what's great about the show is it's really just about us and who we are. But it doesn't judge anybody in the show. It doesn't judge anybody's behavior. And that's what I hope people would take away from it, is that we're all flawed. We've all got stuff. And there's an honesty in being open about your flaws, which I think these characters in the show would benefit from being a little more honest, you know?
I'm a grief therapist. I'm not a relationship therapist. What's the difference?
And it could be the beginning of many dramatic roles for James.
I'd like that if people are open to it, and I would love to. I mean, it's not like I'm going to finish the show and start walking around, you know, holding a skull in my hand, quoting Shakespeare. Shooting Mammals was a moment in my life that made me think that maybe there's a world in which I could go and just see what other kind of things I might be capable of and see what else might be out there, you know?
If love is impossible, we must believe in the impossible.
You can stream Mammals now on Prime Video.
I'm very excited for people to see it because you never really know where it's going next. You never really know what's around the corner in the show.
And if you want more, you can see our entire interview with James Corden by checking out the guest list on our YouTube channel, The List Show TV.
Here's the truth of it. It's a difficult show to talk about because everything after about 4 minutes becomes a spoiler.
Putting Mammals on your watch list.
All right, way to go, James Corden. I love seeing comedians flexing their dramatic acting chops. And what else I love? Coffee. We're running down the best loyalty programs for getting a free or discounted cup of steam. Last on our list is next. Welcome back. It's time for what's last on our list. And if you watch this show on the regular, you know 2 things about me. I'm cheap and I love coffee. Right there, my trusty thermos. I bought that when I worked in construction decades ago, and that beauty has saved me thousands of dollars over the years. But sometimes when you're out and about, you got to break down and overpay for corporate coffee. So you may as well rack up some rewards points toward a free cup down the road. That's why I was thrilled to see this article on Lifehacker, the best coffee loyalty programs ranked by what you actually get. Number 4 is Panera Bread's Unlimited Sip Club. $120 a year gets you unlimited beverages, including coffee. Starbucks comes in at number 3. You earn 1 star in the app for every $1 you spend and then redeem those stars at the register. Pretty straightforward. Caribou Coffee, number 2 with their Perks program. They sneak in ahead of the Bucks because you get 2 points per $1 spent. And Lifehacker's number 1 coffee loyalty program, Dunkin'. Every $1 gets you 10 points. And if you visit Dunkin' more than 12 times per month, you become a boosted member, which means you get 12 points per $1 spent. And what Lifehacker really likes is that, unlike airline miles, you don't need a zillion points to actually buy stuff. So there you go. If you don't have one of these, sounds like Dunkin's loyalty program will give you the most bang for your coffee buck. That's what's last on our list. Stay caffeinated, stay well. We'll see you next time. YouTube, thanks for watching the list. Why not pour yourself another cup of coffee and like this video, and then have a latte and leave us a kind or a constructive comment. And hey, you're on a roll, so why not pound a double espresso shot and hit subscribe? You'll get all the benefits of coffee. It's really a superfood in liquid form, and you'll never miss a list. And since it's pretty clear you're not going to fall asleep for days, look at this. More episodes of the list to pass the time. Enjoy.